Hello, welcome to the Black-Hearted Oracle. Now, before we get started, I'd like to pay homage and reverence to Mother Sustainer, Father Creator, and of course my beautiful ancestors. Now, this is a reading that I was guided to do for the descending masculine and feminines, and they're normally called karmics, but I was guided not to call them karmics because at some point in our lives, we are karmics in someone else's life. So the divine journey that is happening between soulmates or twin flames is about learning who you are individually while progressing on a joint path. And when the karmic comes into the situation, what she's meant to do, or he is meant to do, is to show you the weak points in your relationships and show you the points in yourself and your partner's self that remains unhealed. So when the relationship has been separated now because of the involvement of the karmic, what happens is that you go on separate journeys, and during that time you either ascend or you descend, or during the time of the relationship you're either ascending or descending according to the lessons learned or not learned. And when the karmic's time now has come to exit the relationship, what happens to the karmic is that they enter a dark night of the soul, and they really get a chance to come to terms with their inner woundings of the inner child and the shadow side of themselves. And maybe it is the first time they ever get a chance to look at the shadow side of themselves and choose to either ascend or descend. Okay, so this is about the journey of the descending feminine Capricorn. Okay? So let's get started. First we have the opening guidance. Then we have 21, Angel of Alchemy, Miracle. We have 48, Angel of Balance. We have Healer of the Ages. We have New Moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. We have New Moon in Sagittarius. Full Moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. We have Balance. We have the main man, the husband, the baby father, whichever this represents. We have the key, which is 33, and the main man is 28. We have the clovers, which is 2, and we have 18, the dog. And this is the closing guidance. And from the Black-Hearted Oracle, we have number 7, don't bury your talents. Okay, so opening guidance, skill. And it says, expressing your highest nature through your work is sometimes easiest when work is not exactly as you wish it to be. There are hidden gifts within friction. Therein lies a secret way to a grateful life. You are not what you do. Your work is a higher mirror, providing a reflection from which to learn in your evolutionary process. Then work becomes a higher skill. And you begin to fine-tune not only your physical self, but your spirit. A Zen garden expresses the essence of life and highly perfected skill. Come to the inner truth that produces true skill. Okay, so keep that in mind while we go through the messages. Angel of Alchemy. Number 21, Miracle. It says, she will help you find the courage to face physical life, for it is that which has overwhelmed you from time to time. The sheer courage it takes to experience life in physical form is that which she is here to help support you in, and to show you that not only does it take great courage to bring the greatness of all blessings, but it brings the greatness of all blessings. Okay. It says, what would you do if you knew... What would I do if I knew I had a short time left to live on this planet? Then begin to take action on these plans. Because the beautiful thing about looking deeply into the human fear of death is that the examination of mortality will create an exquisite sense of being alive. And you will prioritize and begin to shape your life in new and meaningful ways. Once you see that time in the sense of body life can be short, do not hesitate. Take action now on changing what can be changed. The current situation has actually served you in many ways. It's brought your focus back to what is truly valuable in your life and made you aware of areas of neglect. Move forward with a refreshed sense of priorities that are based in something very real. Make your healing, either your own or that of someone close to you, a top priority. Okay. Well, it seems like the descending feminine Capricorn might be going through an illness. And if it's not a physical ailment, then it is one of balancing the darker and the lighter portions of her being. Because the angel of balance is here with the healer of the ages. So it's telling her that she has the opportunity right now, to be able to heal the things within her that she finds displeasing. Because we have to remember that it's never about what others think of us. Like, we should never come from an external place. We should always come from an internal place. So whatever she finds disheartening within herself, it is now time that she can fix that if she feels like it. Okay. Why is the angel of alchemy here for the descending feminine Capricorn? Okay. Yeah. So right now it's telling her that she has the power. She has the ability to work on releasing her power. And the miracle of this thing is that, skilled work can be rewarded. So if she gives the time over to what she truly wants to do with her life, then she will get rewarded, and she'll be able to stand in a stance of an emperor, somebody who's organized and logical. Why is the angel of balance here? Oh, the world. Okay, so that's the second major arcana already. So it says a job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, path towards enlightenment. Yeah. So if she can find balance, as I was saying, between the light and the dark shadows of herself, areas of herself, then, she can allow the world to change in her favor. Why is a time to give rather than take here? Okay. Yeah, she has to have the strength to release hard judgments, and she has to have the strength to be able to forgive, because maybe she's been holding back her forgiveness and her compassion, and that has darkened her aura. So it's telling her that now would be a very good time to allow the miracle of the alchemy that's trying to work into her life to give her the strength to be able to release whatever is holding her back. Maybe she's more focused on work and being an emperor and not realizing that forgiveness and compassion is absolutely necessary at this time. And the new moon speaks of, new cycles, and the world is here as well. So it's very important for her. Okay, why is the healer of the ages here for the descendant? Oh my goodness, excuse me. Why is the healer of the ages here for the descending feminine Capricorn? Why is the healer of the ages here for the descending feminine Capricorn? Balance. Again. A need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for the perfect timing. Yeah, so again, it's it's really focusing on the softer side of this descending feminine, Capricorn. It's really urging her, again, you know, 3 times here. We have balance. So I don't know if this is for a Capricorn Sagittarius Cupser, but it's very obvious that balance is what's needed here. Over and over again, it's being reiterated. Let's go further. Why is the balance here with the healer of the agents? Why is balance here? Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So she's been in a low melancholy spirit, just as you can see with this card. You know, if you look at the eyes, you can see the melancholy. Yeah. So she's been in this low melancholy spirit of crying over spilt milk, of think about the things that has passed on, you know, and things not turning out the way that she's hoped. But I think what needs to happen, well, 4 times, because Sagittarius is here again. Oh yeah, but I think what needs to happen is that, you know, she should use that quote that is, rejection is God's protection. You know, and even if the person didn't outright reject her, you know, this main man right here, even if he didn't outright reject her, but he did things to make her feel rejected, it's telling her same way that rejection is your protection. Sometimes things don't work out because you're expected to get better things. But if you're stuck in, you know, this melancholy, depressed mood of always looking back on what shoulda, coulda, woulda been, you're not going to see the brightness of being able to aim your bow and arrow to a different direction and be able to look at the bigger picture for the lessons that this life is meant to teach. And so far, that is 4 major arcanas. Okay? Wise, look at the bigger picture here for the descending feminine Capricorn. The moon. OMG. 5. So this is a very powerful message. Okay? Because that's what I'm seeing. Being that she's caught in this crying over spilt milk type of vibes, she's unable to see the bigger picture. Oh no, this is not the moon. Why did I think this was the moon? Well, it's still the same for me. She's unable to see the bigger picture, to see that, you know, she is the magician and she does have the necessary resources to bring in the life that she's looking for. Right? And if you notice, strength, magician, and then don't bury your talent. So it's telling her as well that she has to have the strength in order to bring the alchemy out of herself that is, you know, given to her. And to bring out the skill that is there. And not to bury her talents. Okay. And star under. So that's 6 so far, even though we didn't shuffle and get this yet. But, you know, don't bury your talents. You have the opportunity to be a star. You can shine so brightly and you can heal. Because this card is also about hope. Okay. Don't bury your talents, number 7 from the Black-Hearted Oracle. Excuse me. It says, there is a spiritual book to be loved by many around the world. Within that book lays a proverb of a master who gave his servants different amounts of talents. All except one multiplied their talents, given thus granting themselves favor and abundance. But the one who did not had only received 1 talent and thus became fearful and buried it upon the master's Upon the master's return, he was rebuked for his lack of faith. Ask yourself, what talents has the master creator granted you that you have chosen to hide away, therefore delaying your abundance and favor, in turn being rebuked by your higher self, while you beg and crawl on your belly for the crumbs? Go and dig up your talents. Remember and refine who you are. I'm sorry. Who you are. The master creator and your higher self are only rebuking the false representation you have chosen to cloak yourself in. Disregard the robe of self-doubt. Embrace your path. Everything you need has been granted you from the inception. From your conception. You are born great. So prove your faith by your works and manifest the life you deserve. I mean, I love how these readings tie into each other, because I don't pick cards. Like, on anything, I don't pick cards. I shuffle, and what pops, pops. So what I'm saying is, don't bury your talents. You have everything that you need. You just have to find the strength. And it's there, you know, because you have the angel of alchemy. It's there. You just have to bring it out. And the only way for you to do this is to find balance. Because balance is here. Balance is here. Balance is here. And balance is here as well. Okay. Why is don't bury your talents here for the descending feminine Capricorn? Why is don't bury your talents here? Thank you. Yeah. Because while you're waiting for ships to come in, I mean, if you've never sent the ships out to shore, how can they come in for you? You have to do the work. Just as it's saying here about expressing your skill. And right here, skilled work is rewarded. So as long as you can do the work, you can have an abundance that you obviously are looking for. Would you care to elaborate on the Three of Fire and don't bury your talents for the descending feminine Capricorn? Thank you. Yeah. See, it's being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, but you're holding that back. I think maybe you're more focused on love, you know, here, when honestly, like, I really don't think, I mean, even if your love life is great, congratulations, but I really don't think that's where your focus needs to be. Not to say you should destroy your relationship in order to gain financially, but it seems like your soul is calling for something more, like something more personal to you to come out, you know. But I think maybe you're overly focused on getting a proposal, getting married, you know, when you have so much more power available to you. Why is the balance here? Yeah, you have to balance your mental, you know. You really have to balance the mental, because you have an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action, exactly like here. The burying of your talents, the waiting and holding on for this love when you have so many other fields in your life that you can focus on and get a greater reward out of. Why is the Eight of Air here with the balance for the descending feminine Capricorn? Would you care to elaborate? Thank you. Seven of Water. And because, you know, you're unbalanced and you need to focus this mental realms, you know, then you're stuck in a web of confusion. You're unable to see clearly the power that you have at your disposal. And you're unable to see that the world is willing to change for you. But you first have to change your perception of it. Even though the Hangman is not here, I can feel that very strongly. Because this is constantly speaking to you about balance. Why is the main man here? Why is the main man here for the descending feminine Capricorns? Why is the main man here? Thank you. Yeah. Would you care to elaborate? One more card, please. Thank you. Yeah. See, you're looking more so for love. You know? You're looking more so for love. Either to be a mother, you know, or to just have a new beginning with this person. Right? And you're unable to make a decision about this because you so earnestly want a new beginning with this person. And I don't know, well, I mean, looking at what dropped out, I would suggest that, you know, you guys are not together. Or if you are together, it's not a beneficial relationship for you. Because what we have here about this decision that you're unable to make or unwilling to make, and pretending that there's not a problem, pretending that there's abundance and growth here for you, when truly there's not, because you're stuck in a decision of taking on the Queen of Earth characteristics, or staying stuck in a Ten of Air, or feeling backstabbed and betrayed. Oh, sorry. Hold that. 1 second, please. Oh, that's terrible. Trying not to get them in reverse. Okay, sorry about that. I dropped my whole deck. Now I gotta shuffle. Alright, yeah, so it's like you're unable to make this decision of stepping out and releasing the power that you have. You know, about that strength, about look how powerful this magician looks. You know, even where he walks, everything blooms. You know, and you're stuck trying to be in love. You know, and there's this thing about love who loves you. And if no one is showing you the love, then guess what? You should love you. And look, the wheel is here willing to turn for you, but you just have to make this decision. Okay? Now the 33 speaks of a key and a cage, right? And we know the red roses represents love. It represents those tender feelings. And if you notice, it's like you're here unable to make a decision. And there's a key that can unlock the love and all the wonderful feelings that you're looking towards, but you're stuck in a decision here. Why is the key here for the descending Capricorn? Feminine. Thank you. Renewal, exactly. Because 33 is a master number, so it's very significant. You know, and you have the Emperor and the Magician. And for me, just like, okay, you see the High Priestess and the Empress? To me, that's the dark and the light of the same person. Just as the Emperor and the Magician is the dark and the light of the same person. You know, so that's what I'm saying is you have the power, but you have to make this decision. You have to make a judgment call as if you want to keep your love caged. You know, keep everything that's on this board caged up by seeking love that obviously somebody is not willing to give. Yeah. And there goes the moon that I thought was the Magician. Do you see how many major arcanas are on this board? All these readings have been like that. The amount of major arcanas that come out in these readings is, I mean, astounding to me. Yeah. So, you're keeping yourself caged because you have this vision of what you think your life should be and what you think you're going to get out of it. Right? But you're in a stalemate. Stalemate is stagnancy. Stalemate is you burying your talents. Stalemate is you not getting to this Empress energies. Because you haven't been able to make a judgment call. Because so much is hidden from you. You're stuck in a place of uncertainty. Of the Two of Air. You're stuck in that place. But what I would like you to remember or know from this point on is if there's confusion, that means something isn't right. Because when love is real, there is no confusion. Okay? When somebody's intentions are pure, there's no confusion. You know what it is. Why is the clovers here for the descending feminine Capricorn? The wheel. Yeah, it was at the bottom of the deck. So you have a very fortunate time coming. But you got to allow this wheel to change. You got to allow the wheel to change. And I want to point out another major arcana. Right? Why is the dog here? The dog speaks of loyalty. And I always like to point out is that you have to be careful of what you're loyal to. Okay, well. Why is the Four of Air here with the loyalty card? Would you care to elaborate, please? Why is the Four of Air? Thank you. Oh. Yeah. That's exactly to me what this is saying for you, is to be careful of what you're loyal to. You know, take some time to reconsider, to rest and meditate so that you can get the answers that you're needing. You know, take time as well to work on the necessary things, the skilled work. This is the power of your creativity. Again, recognition for high quality work. And be a team player with yourself and whoever is in your soul tribe. But first of all, love yourself. Be loyal to yourself. Because this is the Ace of Cups. And for me, unless I'm doing a love and romance reading that is not with the Ten of Air, not with the Three of Swords, not with, you know, a lot of the darker cards, this is always self-love to me. You know, this is always self-love. This is never, because to me, you can't have love for anyone if you don't have love for yourself. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the descending feminine Capricorn before we go? Thank you. King of Water. 6 more cards, please. 5 more cards, please. Do you see how much water is on this board? And you are a Capricorn. There's literally 4 Pentacle cards. Look what's on your mind so heavy. Emotions, marriage, commitment. 2 more cards, please. Yeah. Oh, shit. No. Okay. I'm sorry, but when I see this laid out, as wonderful as this looks, what this is telling me is that you're so focused on trying to get this. Somebody who is loving and open-hearted and compassionate. But you're only being disappointed because you're crying over spilled milk because you haven't gotten that. Right? And you're so nostalgic about the past that you're stuck in nostalgia instead of picking up your strength and being the magician. Because you so desperately want this 10 of air and this marriage. I mean, this 10 of water, this happy, contented family life and this marriage. But all you've been met with is competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. And when she shows up in something like this, this is more of a side chick energy. Right? And you're not listening to your intuition, even though you've been backstabbed and betrayed and you're overburdened. But on the bottom of the deck, the way to your 10 of Earth, you know, this 10 of Pentacles, your energies, is to let go of the ego so you can focus, or let go of these devil energies so you can focus on your stability, you know, and don't give up. Even when things happen that show that, you know, this is not really built on that stable of a ground, and there's equal give and take that's not really, you know, being given, because this life experience is here. So this is a Tower moment that breaks down unstable foundations, because there's a lot of juggling and someone is always feeling sorry. But what they need to do is focus on their healing and be single. You know, get away from this 7 of Air energies, this lies, this betrayal, this thievery, you know, and arguments. Stand your ground and show compassion to yourself and go on the healing. Make a choice to be the King of Earth and get the happiness you deserve, and stand and live in your truth, to have the celebrations of being the King of Pentacles by following your passion and seeing things from a different perspective. You know? We could go on and on. All right, closing guidance. Power. Butterfly dreaming. It says you are a spirit warrior who sings your song line, your agreement to live. From the moment of your birth into the respective physical world, you must call upon the mysterious language of intuition to remember the world from which you came. The world of your dreams and spiritual relationships. It is from here that you feel your true power. As the spirit of all living beings must find their physical home, so must your song line be given its everlasting home within your heart. As the butterfly must have a world of awareness in one wing and the dream world in order to fly, she must also have the connection between them to live, the heart. No matter how turbulent or challenging your life may be, no one can ever take your song line from its home. Ashe. Okay, I hope these messages found you well, and I pray that you find your higher self in the quiet places, and may Ma'at hold you in her loving grace. Ashe. And thank you for coming to the Black Hearted Oracle.